Go.
Hi! Dempsey Babes here, and I'm about to interview Kylie Babes after his half Ironman amazingness last weekend. He came overall 10th and went 4:42, and I'm about to ask him some questions. Hello.
Hi there.
Tell me about your prep for this race.
So the prep for my race was, it wasn't a very
4 weeks.
preparation, so it was only 4 weeks. I decided to do it. I was forced to do it by Debbie because she got hit by a car 4 weeks before the race. So I decided I'll do it. I was injured before. I was just getting back into my running, and I was doing some cycling and swimming as cross training. So what a great opportunity to do a half Ironman, given that I'm already doing those elements of training anyway, just not to the extent I probably should be.
So you felt confident going into the final week?
I did. I upped my swimming. I was swimming 3 times a week, doing around 2k, getting hints and tips from Debbie when I was doing it, given that she was an awesome swimmer back in her day, like.
Good points.
And the cycling element, I was doing probably about 3 or 4 times a week of cycling, and going into turbo trainer, doing some intervals on that. So just generally increasing my my power output on the bike.
Longest ride?
Longest ride was 90 kilometres, bang on what the half Ironman distance is, and that was up Cairn Mount for the first time. And yeah, that was a good experience, a good chance to see how my body reacts to gels or lack of gels and fueling as well. So that was my first bulk.
So a couple of days to go, what did you do differently?
A couple of days before the event, what did I do differently? I didn't really do too much differently. I did do a kind of mini taper, but not a huge taper because this wasn't really a big event. It was a big event, but not a serious event for me. Just to go and experience the feel of a half Ironman.
Awesome. So, what was your pre-race meal?
Pre-race meal, you should be carb loading apparently before a big race like this. So I had chicken, which is probably not the best carbohydrate. But I also had a lot of chips of it. So and had a good pudding as well, a good chocolate brownie pudding. And yeah, that got me fired up for the day, the following day.
So the next morning, what did you have? You got up what time?
I got up about 6 o'clock in the morning. Race start was 8. So I had porridge, a little bit of coffee, not too much to be fair for breakfast, because I did have quite a lot the day before. So I knew I had enough energy supplies in me to last me for the first couple of hours anyway.
So you get to the race, in transition, you rack up. You don't be sick.
Yeah, I got in the transition, racked up, got Debbie's wetsuit on. Luckily it wasn't too loose for me. So yeah, I got that on.
Hilarious.
And got into the water, and needed to pee because I was hydrating. Well, I was drinking water in the run up to the event. And yeah, naturally I had to pee in Debbie's wetsuit, which I wasn't too proud of. And then just as I was doing that, the gun went off in the middle of the loch, and I kind of had to hold it back in, and off I went. By that point, I was quite anxious anyway, bursting for a pee. I couldn't get out because it was so cold. Tried to get my face in the water, and it was so cold that I couldn't get my face in the water. So I started panicking and doing granny breaststroke for a good 10 minutes, and I did look over at the dinghy for some help, but I refrained from putting my hand up for them to give me assistance. And about 10 minutes into the event, I started swimming normally again and got my mojo back, and finished the swim in about 32 minutes. So
that was the bad one out of the way, and then you jump on your bike, and how was the cycle?
The cycle was really good, 90 kilometres of cycling heaven. We went past Father Ted's house. I didn't see him, I think he's dead now, but we went up a couple of hills on the way. I was picking people off the whole way there, and it was quite an awesome feeling. I think I started off about 70th or 80th from the swim, so I wasn't. So I had a lot of picking off to do, but it was a great experience. The bike was perfect. It was a great bike. I felt quite quick on it. Training paid off. The only thing which I wasn't too clued up about was peeing on the bike. So I wet myself 5 times, which wasn't too good. But it was a challenge to do that.
Not in anyone's way, I hope.
No, just a girl who I went past, and she just tried to draft off me but she shot behind me for a wee bit, and I just let her go past again, just out of courtesy, so I could wet myself even more.
You gentleman, you.
I know, thanks.
So then, your feeling was fine on the bike?
Yeah, feeling was good. After the swim, I had gel, and then thereafter I had 20-minute fuel stop. I had a gel every 20 minutes, and I had isotonic drinks, which I was just sipping at the feed stations every 20k. So yeah, it went really well. Never bulked once. So yeah, which was good. A lot of people struggled. Some of the folk you went past, and they weren't in a pretty place.
Oh, so you get into the run?
I went into the run, and in that try position, you're in for 2 hours 40. I can't mind my time for the cycle, but in that position for that length of time, your lower back does start hurting. You kind of get that monkey feel again, you know, back in our ancestry days, and that transition from the monkey to the man happened to me during the run. And by the second lap, I was upright, and I started getting my mojo back for running. And yeah, I felt quite good in the run. I do regret not doing any brick runs, but I managed to kind of work my way out of them.
Was that your favourite one?
The run? No, the cycle was, but the run was really tough. There was a time where I really hurt I felt my ankle, and I didn't know if I could keep going, but the pain just disappeared, and that was fine. But it was a kind of trail, 7k lap trail run, and again I was just picking people off. No idea what position I was at that time until I finished at the end. So.
Was it hilly?
No, just undulating trails. Yeah, it wasn't flat. It was.
And your time for the half?
1:16, I think it was. Yeah.
For the half marathon run.
Yep.
And you were what?
10th overall, and that discipline was, I think it was the first overall in the run discipline.
Awesome.
Which is good.
And you had a sprint finish to the line?
We sprint finish at the end. Seen a guy just ahead of me, and I thought, you know, I don't care if I've just done 4.5 hours of running, I'm getting this guy. So I went past him, just depleted absolutely everything I had, and I managed to go past him, and I just fell over the line, and I started shaking, and my lips turned purple, and my face went white, and I wanted to be sick, and that was me in the medical tent for an hour, and Debsy Babes comes flying along and
feeds you cake and you're fine.
Feeds me cake and coconut water, and I was fine after that. Just looking for some sympathy, I think. But yeah, it was quite emotional as well, because I missed the marathon this year, so that was my or in Rotterdam I missed doing that because I was injured, so it was actually quite good to do something as high calibre as that.
Well, you did awesome. Top 10.
Thank you very much.
What's the 3 tips that you would give anyone doing a half Ironman?
The 3 tips really is probably make sure that you do the right training, make sure you have the right and the volume of training as well, specific training, and practice fueling as well, and also just try and find people around you who know a little bit about the sport, because there's a lot of disciplines where you need to practice on and you might not be aware of, such as one thing for me was open water swimming. I regret not doing any open water swimming because I really panicked in the first 10 minutes of the swim, which could have cost me ninth place.
But we've got lots of people to thank. We've got Noodles, and we've got Stephen at Holborn Cycles.
Yeah, I'd like to thank them. I haven't really been in direct contact with Noodles, but I kind of get
Through
it
me.
all from Debbie. So I thank you as well, Debbie, and
No probs.
Steve as well at Holborn Cycles for sorting your bike, Debbie, out because it was a bit of a state and I never maintained it. Make sure you maintain your bike as well if you do start doing triathlons.
And then once it's maintained and you pee on it, still clean it.
Yeah, just clean it after you pee.
Would you do it again?
No, I wouldn't. No, I don't have to do that when it's £200 to do. So I wouldn't do that. It's a really expensive sport. That's not the
You
reason.
didn't pay it.
I know I didn't. Sorry. I would do a triathlon again, but running's my sport at the moment, and I'll probably stick to it and maybe do the odd duathlon or triathlon in the future.
Awesome. Well done, and we're all super proud of you.
Thank you there.
Bye.
Bye there. Bye everyone.